Good morning. This is Jessie Cannon-Wallace in sales at Mercedes-Benz of Atlanta Northeast, and I wanted to take this opportunity to show you these two flagship sedans side by side. Someone traded in the BMW 7 Series on the right, so I parked it next to an S580 on the left, and this is strictly a visual comparison. I'm not going to drive them. I'm not going to tell you technically which ones are different or superior or whatever. I just wanted you to see them side by side. This, to me, is the furthest apart Mercedes and BMW have been in design aesthetic ever. These are both luxury flagship sedans. I looked up all the specs and all the details. They're very close. They're within an inch or two in every dimension. They're within 10% in horsepower. One will have a little more room somewhere and one will have a little room somewhere else. But they just aren't giving the same vibe. They just look like they are for very different customers, don't you think? And there's a lot of little things that are almost exactly opposite, and it makes me wonder if they did that on purpose. The BMW has these inset door handles. It's a little pocket you put your hand up into. Take a look at the interior here, the two high-mounted screens. Gear selector is still down here on the center console in crystal. It does have the panoramic sunroof, and the sunshade rolls to the front, which is just different for me. I understand it lights up beautifully at night, and then this particular one does have the theater system in the rear seat. It is still in the wrapper because the first owner never used it, but definitely a wow factor. Like, I get it. You saw it on TV, you had to see it in person, you bought it, but this person did trade one in for an S-Class, if that tells you anything. But great tech, obviously, that's what they were going for. It is a little bit squarer. It is kind of that big body look, a little bit Bentley, whereas the Mercedes is definitely a little sleeker, a little rounder, a little more sedate. It doesn't have all the sharp lines and the drama that the BMW does. And that's going to be personal preference. Take a look at the inside of the S-Class. We are using the big MBUX screen in the center now, so a single screen behind the steering wheel, big screen in the middle, gear selector, of course, behind the steering wheel. Diamond stitching, pillows, huge room in the back seat. No theater system. You can have screens if you choose. But so many people are using their own devices these days. I'm not sure that screens in cars will last much longer. So again, for me, this is a visual comparison. I saw this BMW on the lot and it just jumped out at me as a very different styling choice than it had been previously. So to see them side by side like this, I think is very helpful. I'm just not sure every customer who was considering a big luxury sedan would consider both of these vehicles. I think one or the other will be jumping out at them as the one they are interested in. What do you think? Am I missing something? Are they the same customer? Is there something obvious about one over the other that would make you choose it? I drove the BMW a little bit. It is powerful. It is fun to drive. I feel like it's not as heavy as the Mercedes feel. It doesn't feel as grounded. And there is a little bit more headroom, legroom in the front seat of the S-Class, which I think makes it a better driver's car. But maybe the BMW is the better chauffeur car at this point with that big screen in the back. Anyway, I had both. I thought you'd enjoy seeing them side by side. If there's anything I can do to assist you with the purchase of a Mercedes-Benz, this is Jessie at Mercedes-Benz of Atlanta Northeast. Thank you.